Hello, anybody watching? I don't really have anything to discuss particularly right now, but that's okay. I can't stay long either because I have appointments. Hi Isaac, how are you? Hi Matthew. I was actually in the middle of a conversation. How are you doing, Matthew and Isaac? Good. So Isaac, what do you think of shrub time like turning on joy? I was really shocked. Hi Flapjack. Hi Richard. Richard, what do you think about shrub time turning on joy? Just goes to show you can't trust anybody. It's so quiet. I don't like how quiet it is right now. Hi, Sweet Vitamin. I like your picture. Is that Cersei? I never see it. If that is Cersei, I never see people with Cersei. I always see people with Daenerys or her ex rapist person. I don't keep up with the show, so I don't know. I'm so bloated right now and I'm retaining a lot of salt because I had a lot of salt and I feel really puffy. Cersei? I really want to get my teeth fixed. I wish that, like, I've never had a cavity ever in my life, but, like, it's like as I get older, my gap is starting to really bother me. Watch Game of Thrones. I caught the last, like, 3 episodes, and I actually got a little into it then just because I wanted to see what would happen with the dragons. Oh, thanks. I guess my teeth are perfect, like I was saying, cavity-wise, but, like, they're like gapped. I think that actually has something to do with why I don't ever get a cavity because like it's harder for food to get trapped, you know? I'm not happy about it. Let's just leave it at that. When it comes to shrub time, I have my own reasons to be mad. Oh, really? Did you talk to him personally? I don't know. I had a video of the whole YouNow thing and didn't upload it. Really? Why didn't you upload it, Richard? Do you feel like he was in the wrong? I mean, a few times. Oh, really? Your hair is on point. It is on point. Thank you, Skeleton God. But I actually prefer when my hair is a little messy. When I have appointments to take my kids to, like today I have to take my son to therapy, and when I do, I feel like I'm being judged in every possible way. So I like for my hair to look like, or as you said, on point. Something seemed off even then. Oh, Skeleton God, thanks for the likes. You're always in a good mood. Something seemed off even then. Like, I agree. Like, to me, there was always like this emptiness. Like if it wasn't Joy he was talking to, it was like talking to a robot. Like, I don't know how to, like, sometimes I'm sure I can be like that, but I mean, it was like if there wasn't some self-serving purpose, like he wouldn't have a discussion unless he benefited somehow from it. Or that's the vibe I got. And so I don't know. I could be totally wrong about that. That's just the vibe I got. I think you should upload it, Richard. I mean, well, have you talked to Joy about it? Like, how does she feel about it? Because, I mean, she's in it, so that's really the person to ask. Never over the phone, but we did talk privately. Okay. Yeah, well, I asked him a few times. I was like, I was like, I really want to make a video talking about how Joy's channel, like how she as a woman was like chased away and stuff by haters. And I see this like common pattern on YouTube where men can be outspoken and they can be opinionated, they can contradict themselves, they can even do criminal things. And the backlash is not anything comparable to how it is for the women. And Shrub Time, his reaction was like, because he wanted to own Joy, you know, so his reaction was very like, well, I don't know. I don't really think you should. And I found that kind of weird because, hi, Moonchild. Thanks for the likes. Nice to meet you. Hi, do I know you, Moonchild? You look super familiar. I'm so sorry if you've come in here with that name, but I really don't remember. Yeah, I watched Jacqueline Glenn and I saw what happened with her in Social Repose. Yeah. Why every single time I live stream does this eyelash like stick to the other one? Hi, Ashley. I saw you in Lewis's thing earlier. I think that would be interesting. Which other women would you say had similar difficulties? I think the Trisha, well, every Trisha, it seems like if you have that name, it seems like the names Trisha and Kevin, you're like doomed. But Trisha Paytas and Trisha Smith, I think is her last name, is like truthfully Trisha. It's okay, I was here before. Oh, okay, thanks for being understanding. But yeah, Skeleton Goth, I saw how Social Repose cheated on, or I heard about how he cheated on Jacqueline and like an actress. Oh, it's makeup, my dear. I am Sandeep from India. That's cool, Sandeep. I thought this is not real. Oh. Oh, yes, she was on Dr. Phil. I felt really bad for her. Yeah, thank you. Finally, somebody else who felt bad for her. That is, like, okay, this is the thing. People are like, well, she bullies people. I did a lot of research before I was going to speak out about her. And from what I saw, all the research I saw on all the LOL cow forums and stuff where they bash people, first of all, they called her a liar, just like what they did with Joy, because she didn't come out with her real name. Okay? Like, big deal. Secondly, they said she was lying about being bipolar. I don't really think that's that shouldn't matter. And then they say, well, if you come online, your business is everyone's business. And that is the silliest thing ever. Like, with that logic, every single journalist and person you see on television or on the internet at all, or every blogger or anybody should have to give every little diagnoses that they have. And that's ridiculous. It seemed to me that that was the thing. She was being reactive, okay? You can tell she's a little immature when it comes to knowing how to react to bullies. And I used to be that way, and I'm sure sometimes I might be that way if I were pushed enough, where they would call her fat, ugly, tell her to drink bleach, kill herself, like the worst things you could tell somebody. And instead of ignoring it or laughing about it or finding kind of like a witty approach to it, she would be like, I wouldn't say she'd bully them back, but she would just be like, you disgusting, look, like if she would find an ugly part of them and then she would like roll with it. So like if they were overweight, she'd call them fat. And that's not the way to go. It seems like she's really learned since then. And I think it's great what she's doing. I think she is setting an example of how to stay true to yourself. And I like that she still live streams, and I like how she's always throwing out suicide statistics, and yeah, I mean, if I grew, I feel like I always talk about serious stuff. I don't like small talk. INTJ, I'm actually INTP. What are you, Cameron? Yes, I agree. She had her own issues, but didn't deserve to be treated. Yeah, and to everybody, okay, so they want to call her mentally ill, right? But then at the same time, they want to say she's not mentally ill. She's acting and just wants attention. So which is it? They did the same thing to Joy, and they did the same thing to the Trisha Paytas. And the thing is like with all these girls, I don't necessarily agree with a lot of what they say. In fact, I probably disagree with them more often than not. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean I'm gonna hate them, and it definitely doesn't mean I'm gonna slander them. Like, I've noticed a lot of people, when you come out on the internet, when you come on video, people, they feel a sense of like a power trip when they can affect your emotions. That's what I've noticed. I mean, there's a lot more to trolling than just being mean. There's a lot deeper. Hi, Stillmatic. Thank you. Somebody twisted something I did to make Joy think I was making problems. Oh, great. Though I was actually solving one and it worked. They twist and yeah, it's just bored. It's really just bored people. And I remember. Thanks for the 10 likes, Ashley. That was really sweet. I remember when I want to say I was 19 and I was living with these two people. Well, they were mutual friends of someone else, and they offered for me to live there because they knew I was homeless at the time. And for me to live there, I was babysitting their kids. So I was there all day. I was really full of resentment and just angry at myself for the fact that I was in that situation. It wasn't my fault. But I remember going online and there was this girl, Nadia Sophia. She was beautiful and she was like hula hooping with like fire. And I actually went to school with her growing up, but we were actually friends, but we had grown apart. And I was in a troll mood because I was unhappy with myself. And I remember leaving a comment like, "Oh, wow, you practice every single day at hula hooping. I'm so shocked that you would be so good at it when you practice every single day. Like, wow." And looking back, I cannot believe I said that. And that just shows that, like, when you're trolling, like, when you're being mean to somebody like that over something, like who cares? Like, we all have, like, who cares? Like, when you're that petty and that negative, it is 100% projection 90% of the time. So I've been guilty of it, but I mean, my God, that was like 10 years ago. People need to mature a little bit. So either my chat's frozen or nobody's saying anything. I'm probably being really boring right now. I'm sorry. I woke up in a grumpy mood. Every time I come on here, a lot of times it's because I'm grumpy and I want to be distracted. Yeah. They say it takes like an hour after somebody wakes up to like feel 100% themselves, like not just mentally, but like anatomically, like for your body to like not just like depuff like on the surface, but on the inside too. Especially like I've been having a lot of nightmares lately, and I feel like they kind of like subconsciously haunt me when I wake up. So I'm going to click on my audience and I just want to see who all is in here. Skeleton left. Oh, boo-hoo. That's sad. Isaac's here. Richard's here. Kristen, Marcordes. Anthony Piccolo. Well, I'm actually, because I didn't know I had that much time. Well, no, let's see. I got to do the math. Make sure I'm not late. I have to get my son out of school by 1 to make the appointment. Actually, I don't have enough time. That's the bad thing about not living in town. I wanted to go walking around the lake and I just don't have time because it would take 45 minutes to get there and back and All right, well, I am going to get off of here, but thank you, Ashley and Moonchild and Cameron and Skeleton, even though you're not here, you're always sunshine also, and Boy from India. I hope y'all have a really good day, and I'm sorry that I'm sorry I'm not like lively today. But and Richard, I do think you should upload the video, but I think you should ask Joy first. But I might be back later, who knows. All right, bye you guys. Be happy and love yourself.